Here to do the North Node in Capricorn collective energy reading. And if you're new, oh, did I say? I hope I said it. Hi, I'm Tish with Star Love Healing. If you're new, welcome. Okay, I'm a little discombobulated right now, and that's really odd because I feel like that has something to do with your reading right now. So we'll dive into that if it comes back up. But if you're new, welcome. And if you are returning, thank you again so much for coming back. Just if you are new, I do these collective readings for your North Node because that is your destiny and path in this lifetime. And I want that to be something that we achieve in our lifetime. So I feel like if we can get to that place where we know how we're moving on our North Node journey, then we'll get there faster. So if you are a cross watcher and you have someone you love who is a North Node Capricorn, then you're welcome to just find out what the heck is going on with them. So, again, thank you for coming. All right, so wow, Capricorn. Whew. This card is so steamy. But it's also very powerful. So, number 34, and it is extremes. This man is sweating. His back is sweating. But I see that there's a book and ice cold cup of water. So, and this is a hot moon, so it's a full moon, so you're being illuminated to something, maybe some extremes in your life or within your life, like your inner world, but something is extremely hot and extremely cold. And even if it's not extremely, you're seeing the extremeness of it, the polarity, the yin and the yang of it. Wow. And I'm also getting this feeling of like when you're extremely hot as a human being, you need something extremely cold to cool you down, you know? So maybe that's also speaking on maybe you found yourself in a situation and you really need the opposite to balance it out. Secrets. And not all of these cards, these oracle cards, have a moon in it, and I think it's interesting that this one does. So whatever this hot moon is illuminating is where the secret can be unlocked. So if you're having some sort of triggers or things like that, understand I can't get comfortable. Have you noticed that as well? I just can't get comfortable. So I don't feel like you're comfortable right now. You're kind of discombobulated. You're uncomfortable. There's something that you're just like, can I just get the key to this so I can unlock it and or lock it away and be done with it? Okay. Kind of feels like your inner independence is kind of maybe being tested if you're gonna take the bull by the horns and feel comfortable in a situation by yourself, seeing the stability in something that you can achieve or you have achieved, or your independence is being threatened on some level because it was the first card out. 9 of Wands. You know that saying, like death by 1,000 cuts? That's what this is. And not only, it's almost like you keep going back to this thing. You know it cuts you. You know this rose has thorns that keep cutting you. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm being called to share this. It was this content that a person had put out there about how there was this guy who, I mean, gender, don't place any gender here, but how a guy was continuously cutting off flowers that had thorns for a woman, and the whole reel was about how she didn't want the flowers. She didn't want his attention. And yet he kept cutting and getting hurt by this flower that he kept cutting for just her. And eventually the reel was perfectly done, because it's just one of those like reels that teach you something in it, and how stop doing something if it hurts you and it's not wanted. Understanding just because you want to do it for someone doesn't mean they want you to do it for them. Having discernment on what you should be doing, why you should be doing it, and who you're doing it for. That just screams that this card. This whole entire landscape that this person is in, even back here, all of these trees back here that this woman had to climb through to get to this one flower plant, is covered in thorns, big ones. So you have navigated yourself through a whole entire thorny patch just to get here. Well, damn. I do like the fact that I like this, because this is telling me that this didn't really cut you, it just cut your clothing. It just cut an outer layer of you, so it hasn't really truly affected you as much as you think it might have affected you. Because this woman isn't cut on her skin. Her clothing is cut and been sewn back up. So there's something about that where it's like, this hasn't really hurt you, but you are seeing that you are getting destroyed by it, right? Interesting. And then the Ten of Pentacles. Again, I'm just being called to see all these lines in this piece of wood. This is wisdom. You've definitely gotten the wisdom here of the patterns, the cycles, the never-ending growth that you've had, whether from this situation or from multiple situations. So if you can see how much you've grown by getting slashed and maybe being somewhere you're not meant to be, then you will truly have outgrown the cycle. And you can move on to your next cycle of growth that expands that tree trunk. But there's wisdom here. Lasting wisdom. But I think that there's some, like, again, there's a secret you have to unlock. And protect it almost. Like, she's sitting there protecting this lock. She's not grabbing her key. She's just acknowledging that she's the only one that has the key to either unlock it or lock it. So that's why I feel like this is very much this internal thing for you. And it might have something to do with your inner child, because this is represented by a child. What can we know here? And I also get this feeling that I need to say, this old man, there might be an elder that could be helpful in this situation. Maybe some advice. Going to someone who you can seek advice from. Once you learn a lesson, you're then able to teach that lesson if you are called to do so. You know? Phoenix. Ooh, well, that's an extreme now, isn't it? Okay. New phase, rekindle, renew, transformation, growth, and changed mind. A phoenix, sure as hell, they burn to the ground. And what's interesting is outside that window back there, it looks like a wildfire. So, you are definitely phoenix rising right now. And the chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship. Fear of abandonment. Fear of abandonment issue. It kind of goes along the line that I was all describing about this one card. Why do you want to keep doing it? Are you chasing after something that you shouldn't really be chasing only out of fear of abandonment? But what if they don't like me? And I think this feeling is like deep in you. And then it says sunglasses, watching, looking, stalking, gaslighting, perception, focusing out. Interesting. Well, the chaser and the sunglasses kind of do go hand in hand. It's like that dynamic between the two people. Someone who is chasing often gets linked up with someone who's a gaslighter, which causes that cycle. But also, if you're the chaser, are you finding yourself overthinking, stalking, like constantly looking for something with a person? We have 2 9s and 1 10. And I love this because we went from a 9 of Pentacles to the 10 of Pentacles. So through your independence and stability, internal stability, also your own, it's Pentacles. So it's like making sure your life is comfortable, how you want it to be comfortable, will lead to this wisdom and completion of knowing you can do whatever you want for yourself. But I don't think this chaser energy is really helping that situation. Now, a situation that you if you learn from this situation, then yes, it helps. But if you just keep it locked away and don't acknowledge it and don't try to fix it, it will become so extreme that it'll burn you all the way up. But everything that ends becomes a new rebirth, phoenix energy. So, and I just got this really weird feeling in my tummy that it just doesn't feel good. It's like, it goes back to like me just not really knowing what, at the very beginning of this video, not knowing what, like, what am I saying? What am I doing? What's going on here? It's causing like anxiety and like tummy issues where it's like your intuition is off. It almost feels like I want to throw up all of a sudden. So really pay attention to your gut right now, maybe physically or intuitively. So I don't know, that's I think I'm going to be done with this video so that I can get rid of this feeling in my tummy that just all of a sudden happened. So Thank you so much for watching. I truly appreciate it. I hope this has given you some sort of clarity, understanding, guidance. But thank you, North Node Capricorn. Y'all have a good one, and I'll see you next time. Bye.